All right, we are continuing our series on breaking down key trends that are affecting the community management industry as we lead up to CAI's CEOMC this year. The next topic I'm going to be breaking down today is on hiring remote team members in other countries. So we saw this shift really start to happen around COVID. Overnight, companies were pushed into a virtual environment, and really quickly, companies realized that, hey, if we're going to be virtual, then we can hire anybody anywhere. And so we are able to then engage in other countries that maybe have a lower cost of living, but have a really quality, well-trained, and educated workforce. This has also been really helpful in our industry because I talk to management company owners all the time that say they're struggling finding local candidates that work well for their companies. So hiring these virtual team members has been a great way to fill those gaps. So back in 2020 and pre-2020, there were actually a lot of companies in our space doing this. They were the early adopters, but they were quietly doing it in the background. And then in 2020 through 2023, we saw a much larger adoption of this. It was being talked about at all of the conferences, the conference circuits those years. And then by 2024, people were kind of over talking about it, and the AI craze began, and that became the core topic at a lot of conferences. But we saw something interesting happen in beginning of 2025. A lot of people were like, okay, I'm tired of talking about AI. It's coming, it's not fully here yet. And they really started to refocus again on outsourcing and filling many of those entry-level positions with outsourced team members in other countries. So for the companies that were the early adopters and right after those in 2020, they started with entry-level positions like accounting, back office, AR, AP, client services or call centers, dealing with those high volume, simple requests that come in from homeowners. And then they've been working these outsourced team members up into higher and higher positions. So now we are actually seeing outsourced CAMs being used because some boards are okay with having virtual meetings and they'll pay, a little bit less than having an in-person manager. So it's really cool to see how these team members are now moving up into higher and higher positions in companies. So if you haven't started yet, just hire one. Just start with one, learn how to do it because you do have to make them feel part of your team. You do need to train them, hold them accountable. You still will get some bad eggs and you have to switch them out and start over, but that's normal if you hire somebody local as well. But as we see the AI movement continue forward, we think that AI is going to come up behind those entry-level positions and start to pull some of those pieces off. But I will talk about that more in our next video.